want to share a little workflow. It's rough, it's not the right way, but still it can do some magic. So first I'll set up a new case here. I'll show you how it works in a second. We'll call it a test, blah blah blah, something. Case number is given automatically. Project management leader, price offering, pick any address. We'll say that it's a lead for now. I'll submit this. There's a dialog, and yes, I want to submit it. So here you'll see in Danish it says in a few minutes you'll have this site available on SharePoint. Open it now and you'll see it's a dead link. So while this is spinning up, I'll just show you quickly how this works. It's made in Blazor. So firstly, this is, there's quite a lot here, but basically it's just a data form. So what you'll see broken down here is the form items. I populate them with the values. I'm using Entity Framework. So this is kind of regular Blazor stuff. Then I'm injecting my webhook, and I have it in here. I'll show you the stuff for it after. These are all the methods to get the information, and extending classes so I can get all the project leaders and stuff so I don't get IDs. This is also that stuff. This is populating uninitialized. This is the form submission, and you'll see here I used the dialog method to say, are you sure you want to submit this? And when you accept, then you write the information to the database, which is important, but you also triggers this webhook. This is kind of a rough, dirty solution, but this webhook, it just takes the case number and the case name, and then it pushes it to Make. So if we go into Make, you could of course make full-on HTTP requests and stuff, but I'm not too good in that, so I use this. We'll update this. This is the history of the flow, and you'll see that it's just run. And basically this flow is just a webhook, and then it's a SharePoint online, where it creates a list item in a list just with the case number and the name. And then to work on that, I made a Powerautomate flow running in the background. You'll see that it's running right now. Can we see it? Press edit. So this flow, it's kind of simple. You can Google this pretty easy. So when a new item is created in the list, it sends a request with the case number and the case name from the list that was pushed through this webhook. Then it makes this is a standard request for creating SharePoint sites. It has a delay to let the site be created. On this one, I set it to join a hub site collection, since I want my cases to be in active leads or old cases in hub relations. This is mainly due to how SharePoint works when it searches for things. Then I copy the front page, and then lastly I add a row in the list in SharePoint with the URL for the site. Then over here I take a standard offering file, I copy it and I create it, and I also do that for some invoicing information. And then I take a standard folder structure, so I list all the folders in a standard folder structure I have in SharePoint, and then I copy it to the newly created site. So what that gives us is now this link is live. We'll go to SharePoint. This is the new case. I don't really use this, but I want to sync it. So I work a lot with files, and this is what's interesting for me. So now on my computer with 5 inputs something, and half a cup of coffee later, I have this new case here. You'll see all the documents. This is being populated through the Make or the Powerautomate script. Let's see if it's done. It's still running. It takes around 4 minutes to do the full thing. So we'll go into this folder, and we'll go into this folder, and then you'll see in here it's added some files, and I've renamed them. So whenever I take this and I save it and I print the PDF, the name is already there. So just to save some clicks and some time. Yeah, so that's a pretty fast workflow. So now I showed you how it works as well, but basically case name, all of this are from other tables in the database, and then press enter and boom, you have a case. You can do this in many ways. This is a dirty fast solution because I hate copy pasting folders and renaming files for every single case. So I thought, why not make this small functionality, and then of course it's a component in Blazor, so you can reuse it in all your other pages, you know, and inject it like however you want.